Hey, how's it going, guys? Jackson here from the Toasty Bros, and today we're going to be doing a review of the Samson Meteor. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright guys, so I'm going to hopefully do a pretty good sound test in this just because there's not a lot of them, and I noticed the ones that there are, sorry to anyone who did the videos of these, but they were not the best sound test, and you could tell that either they weren't, they didn't even turn up the quality all the way. For example, like they were still recording with really low quality. You can change the bit rate in your settings because normally anything you plug in will come at the lowest bit rate, so you gotta bump that up a little bit or else it's gonna sound like you're talking through a telephone or a walkie-talkie. So that's one thing. And then also there's certain softwares that you can get, and then once you go into your rendering software, it's also going to sound different. So I'm going to be doing my own little twist on that, and I'm going to just show you guys how good this mic actually sounds. And aside from that, we're just going to look at the aesthetics, and then we're going to do a little unboxing, even though it's already out of the box. But the reason I did that is because the box is super simple. There's almost nothing to it. So let's go ahead and do that first. Okay, so here we got the Samson Meteor mic box. As you can see, this is the chrome model on the front. That is actually the cheapest model, and let me pull up how much that actually is real quick for you guys. So the chrome model is $49.59, so that's actually a lot cheaper than the one that I got. And then the brushed nickel, which looks like the chrome, but it's a little less blingy, you could say. I think the chrome probably looks the worst, and the brushed nickel kind of looks like a Blue Yeti. It's at least color-wise, it looks like the original Blue Yeti. That one is $60.03, and then the titanium black one, which is this one right here, the one that I got, was $68.85. So it's the most expensive one, and you're not getting any better performance or anything like that. It's the same exact quality. The only difference is the color. Okay, so let's go ahead and unbox this. So like I said, the box is really simple, which I kind of like. They didn't overdo the packing or anything. So the mic just comes with the legs folded up just like this, which I'll show you guys more of the mic in just a second. It literally comes in the box just like that, and then there's a cable, which is just a simple micro USB cable. It's like the one that comes with a GoPro or pretty much any other type of device you can get for a computer, micro USB. So that was that. That's what went. That's what went here and there. See, I'm having trouble with my speech here, my rare speech impediment. And then you can see this comes out. It's like a little foam pad, which I'm probably just going to use this box when I want to take it places because it's really small anyways. But they did include. I can't talk today. They included this nice little Samson carrying pouch, which is also like a mesh pouch. It's really nice though. And like I said, I don't think I'll use it too much, and I'll probably just keep it in the bottom of the box. And then they gave you a little instruction manual, which is right here. Looks pretty nice. It has the same picture as the front of the box, and that's actually it. I thought it did come with a CD, which it may have, and I don't know what to do with it. Here you can see they have some product codes or something like that. I haven't even looked through this because it's pretty much a plug and play item besides changing the bit rate, which I'll show you guys how to do that just for anyone who gets the mic so you get a more professional experience right out of the box. And lastly, I'm going to show you guys the mic itself. So as you can see, it is really small when you fold the legs up. The legs are super simple to fold up, which I really like. It makes it easy to travel. As you can see, they have little rubber pads in the bottom to keep it from slipping and to also reduce vibration a little bit. And you can see this actually has a mic all the way around. You can see it's slightly different shaped. You have more audio input in the front than the back, which can somewhat be annoying, honestly, because I've noticed if you have the, you're going to have this part facing you, and then if you just have your mic on your desk, which most people will, then you're going to get a lot of feedback from anything back here also. So that's one thing that you might want to consider when buying this mic, because as far as I know, this dial is only for the volume that goes into your headphone jack here. So that's not for actually controlling which ways the sound goes in, unlike a Blue Yeti, which you can actually do that with. So that's a cool feature of a Blue Yeti that this does not have. And then the only other jack that it has in it is this USB jack, and that's just what powers it, and that's how you transfer everything to your computer. And then you can see you have a small Phillips screw down here, and that's how you can actually attach different types of mounts. So if you wanted to have a boom stand that would go up there, you can actually take these legs off, or you could leave them on, but it might actually impair your sound quality. But you would take the legs off basically, and then you'd plug it into there and you would screw it in. The only thing though is I've read that a lot of mounts that you can buy, you actually have to buy an adapter. So just keep that in mind, but that's not really a big deal. Alright, so now let's go ahead and plug it in. So like I said, it's really simple. So you're just going to take the USB here, and oh, what do you know, it plugs right in. So you can see, just face it towards you. Find a good spot for it where you're not going to be bumping into it a lot or anything, because you will pick that up a lot. And then also you might not want to put it too close to your keyboard. I keep mine fairly close though, just because I don't have a whole lot of space here, and it doesn't pick up sounds like that too bad. For example, Matt has a Blue Yeti, and his picks up sounds just about the same, like keyboard sounds and mouse clicking sounds. So it kind of just depends on where you put the mic. It's all about placement, and it's about your recording space. And now I'm going to show you guys the settings I was talking about that you're going to want to configure. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to configure your mic settings. So I'm actually using the Samson Meteor to record it right now, so it's a little bit of a sneak peek of how it sounds. But in a second I'm going to compare it to my actual D3300, which sounds really good except for half the video when I'm really close to the mic, which I do that a lot and I always forget to not do that. But we're going to do a good little comparison with that, where the D3300 is actually far away and like it should be. So I'm going to show you guys how to configure this mic real quick. So you're going to go to recordings. You can see I clicked on applications, system sounds, and I go to recording, and then you're just going to literally click on this, just double click it, or you can right click it. You're just going to want to get to the microphone properties. So you can see right now it's registering that I'm talking, and then here's where you can enable, disable. You can listen to it. So if you want to hear how you're sounding, you click this and then click apply. And then you're going to go to levels. So this is the first thing that I would check. So I would do a test recording when you first get the mic, right, and just see how it sounds. So my problem was the mic was way too loud, as in this noise gate right here is going all the way up. Usually you're not going to want that, just because it means that your decibels are going way too high, and it's going to kind of crap the mic out and it's going to sound really bad. So I ended up putting mine down to 49, but like I said, every computer will pick up the sound differently. So, like I said, do a test recording and see where your actual levels need to go to. And some of them might actually have a decibel boost here. Just make sure that's at 0 if you do have that. Then we're going to go to advanced. So this is what I was talking about to you guys. A lot of times it'll come at one of these qualities, which you can see these are really low quality, and if I was to have it at telephone quality, it would sound really bad. And that's how it might even come for a lot of you guys in telephone quality. I've noticed when I watch the reviews, that's what it sounds like people left it as, and it sounds horrible. So you're going to click on the highest quality you can possibly get. As you can see, mine is DVD quality. On the case it said CD quality, but like I said, I thought it was a little higher and I was right. So I have DVD quality here, which might just be the whatever they call the preset, but it is 48,000 hertz and it's 16-bit dual channel. So you're going to click that and then just click OK. So now we have those settings configured and we can keep on going. Okay guys, so now I am testing out the audio on the Samson Meteor. So I actually have the mic about 2 feet, maybe 2.5 feet away from my body. And the only problems I would say that you may have is if you don't have a mouse pad, or if your desk is very large, it could actually carry a lot of vibrations from your voice. So you might notice that you're getting a little bit of drone. Now this is only if you have a sub, or if you have headphones that can provide a certain amount of bass frequency. You might actually hear that there's drone in my voice, and that is from vibrations actually going through the floor and onto the desk. It might even be worse if my hands are on the desk while I talk. And so like I said, you might want something to dampen that noise. That's why a lot of people use boom mics. And then those little filters you see people put in front of the mic, that's for pop, and that's if if you're going like that all the time, which luckily you can talk really far away from this mic. I actually turned the volume down to 50 just to do this video, and it's still really loud. Yeah, I have it at 49 right now, so the volume's pretty quiet, and then it still is at DVD quality. But as you can see though, the mic quality is, super clear. I'm not even talking directly into the mic and it's still super clear. I'm like 2.5 feet away. I could be further, I could be closer. The only problem though is, like I said, if you're closer, it's not going to sound too great. And right now though, this is right about where I would be when I'm playing a game or something like that, so it's pretty much perfect where it's at. And I like how it's really low profile. I remember, for example, when Matt has Blue Yeti over, it sits about this much higher, so it was kind of in the way of when we were trying to do things, and I have dual monitors, so it's really hard to see both of them at once. So that's the reason why I kind of went with this mic, is that's one of the biggest reasons at least. And then also, I went with it because it was slightly cheaper. I really liked the look of it, and I liked how portable it was. It'll make it really easy if I'm going out of town or something like that. I can just pack it up with me and record it on a laptop or something like that if I wanted to make a quick video. So, that's my overall impressions of the mic. I really like it a lot. Let me go ahead and let you guys hear real quick what it sounds like when you're, typing or on your keyboard, if you're just playing a game. It's not overwhelmingly loud, but it is a little bit loud. And like I said, if you had a boom stand, or if the mic was in the right environment, if it was further away from the elements like that, it wouldn't be quite as bad. And then also, if you had a better pad for the mic to actually sit on so that it doesn't absorb as much of the vibration, it'd pretty much be perfect. But overall though, I love the mic and I can't complain. I really do pretty much like everything about it so far. I haven't had any complaints, so that's good. So we hope you guys enjoyed this review and unboxing, and stay tuned for future videos.